Hey everyone, I'm Mackayla, and today on the Soundtrack of Our Life podcast, we welcome Carrie Welling. So you're kind of in the middle endish of your summer tour. How has that been going?
Great. Hi, everyone. It's good to be on this. Yeah, it's kind of like I feel like I can't even see the end of the summer tour just yet. I am definitely in the middle of it. It's like I have a tour poster and I'm just right smack in the middle of that's how I keep track. I'm like,
hmm
okay, that's it. I can cross it off. But it's been going great so far. I have a few days back in Nashville now, and then I hit the road and hit Pennsylvania, Chicago, and Michigan this next few weeks. So
Have there been any memorable moments so far?
I mean, every show I say is a memorable moment. It's never boring, that's for sure. But yeah, I've had a few, I feel like a lot of my like intimate shows I feel like are very memorable.
Mhm.
I do a lot of house concerts, so sometimes there was one that I did, I think there was maybe 40 people there, but it was a really nice listening crowd. And at the end, I was just it was around this pool and I just was feeling it. And I got off mic and I was like, all right, everybody come and sit with me, either get in the pool or put your feet in the pool. And I did like a little acoustic set at the pool. So that was super
That's
fun.
cool.
Yeah, I think that was the most memorable so far. But like I said, they all got these crazy memorable
hmm
moments.
How do you prepare for a live performance?
Um, well, it's hard when you're on tour because you're sleeping in different beds, different places. So it's really hard to have like a regimen for each show. But I, I practice a little bit. I warm up. I'm a big advocate for vocal health. So I try to warm up, try to do my thing. I try to, um, do yoga on the road, which
hmm
really helps me to clear my mind and kind of ground me in order to do the show. But yeah, those are just a few things. Uh, yeah, that kind of center me before a show.
Yeah. Do you have any like pre or post show rituals that you have to do every time before or after a show?
I have this thing called a vocal mist. It's like a nebulizer that I do 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after. Although it broke recently,
Oh no.
so I'm waiting to get my new one. I know. But that's always I usually do that. I usually have like a little like a moment, just for vocal health because
hmm
it can be hard on the road singing every single day. So
Yeah. Do you have any advice for people that are struggling with their vocal health while on the road?
yeah, make sure you get enough sleep, which is easier said than done, and drink a lot of water. Because those two things are key for your voice. It's it's easy to like scream at the people at the end of the show. So make sure if you're talking to them, keep it to a minimum time and speak softly. You don't have to yell. I'm a little raspy this week because I came from my one of my best friends got married this last week. So
How exciting.
yeah, so I was hanging out with them and it was a fun time though.
That's fun, yeah. Yeah, so what do you miss most when you're on tour?
Well, I recently bought a house in Nashville and the answer is my house now, which is cool. It's a cool thing to miss. Yeah, I miss watering my plants and I miss taking care of my house. But it's
Mhm.
nice, even if I get to go home for 3, 4 days, I'll do it. It's nice to have like a little hub, some roots. But yeah, these days I miss my house for
Makes
sure.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have an album coming out, I believe September 28th.
Yes.
What can you share about the album?
Super excited. So the album actually comes out September 27th, the Friday before. The 28th, though, is a very significant date. That's going to be the record release show
Okay.
at Riverside Revival in Nashville. Um, I have Win Starks opening up for me. That's exciting. It's going to be an awesome, awesome show. I'm really pumped. So if anybody's in the Nashville area, come on down. Tickets are online on my website. But Yes, so the album, I've been working hard on it. It's been about a year and a half that I've been working on it. It was crowdfunded on Kickstarter from
Mhm.
all of my fans, which was so awesome. Everybody was just beautifully generous. And I'm so excited to get it into, their hands. I'm going old school. I'm getting some CDs. I'm still thinking about getting records because that's like the new thing now.
Mhm.
Um, but you'll still be able to stream it on all the platforms and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So what was it like doing it through Kickstarter?
It was a great experience. I think, obviously it really does help an independent artist. Fun because Lord knows it's not cheap to make a record. So financially, but honestly, I really liked connecting with everybody. Like it gave me a reason to like, email this person or like
Mhm.
it was really cool just to connect with and make more fans. A lot of those people that, you know, gave to my Kickstarter ended up being I do this thing called Patreon and they call them Wellos. I have instead of Swifties, I have Wellos, okay, everyone. So um yeah, it gave me an opportunity to kind of get my music out there even more. Yeah, and meet some of the people too.
That is very cool.
Yeah, it was a really fun experience. I've done it twice now. I did it with an old band of mine, and it's always really successful and fun. It can be very stressful though because it's a lot of work. You're not
I
just
bet.
going here, put it out there. You're making incentives. You're making a profile, and so it can be a lot of work, but it's fun.
So what does the songwriting process look like for you?
Well, for this record, it was a lot of co-writes. Um, there's a lot of great other writers on this record. But I have seasons kind of like I'll have like a songwriting season where I'll write for like 6 months. And then I'm like, all right, now let's record it. And
Mhm.
usually in the recording process, I don't write. It's just like weird. Not everybody's like that. But I feel like I kind of have like the space to write when I'm in season. And then when it comes to recording and all that, like I take it as like little chapters.
Mhm.
But yeah, songs come in all different forms. Sometimes they're inspiration, sometimes they're titles that just drop out of the sky. And you're like, ooh, I want to write a song about that. Sometimes they're other people's stories. And again, I live in Nashville, so a lot of co-writing goes on.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's not even my idea, and somebody brings up an idea, and I'm like, ooh, I like this. This record was written, the album is called Crack in the Chaos. So a lot of the themed things in there the theme songs is about finding those small joys in like a more of a chaotic world that we're
Mhm.
living in, especially now. And so finding those like as cheesy as it sounds, like cup of coffee with a friend that makes you forget about all the craziness,
Mhm.
or you know, um, a sunset, things like that. So a lot of the songs are themed around that. Also, a lot of them are about being brave. I have a song called Storm Chaser, which is all about like stepping into the storm as opposed to running away from it because you learn
Right.
more. So yeah, so I kind of do that for each record. I like to theme it. That's like kind of my thing. That's why I still like records. A lot of times people put out singles, which I'm doing. I have a
Mhm.
single coming out this Friday, actually, called Water, and everybody should pre-save it now. But yeah, I do put out singles still, but then I just like the story of a record.
Mhm. How do you come up with your themes?
I you know, I kind of just write, and I kind of just take the songs that I feel like kind of create a story,
Okay.
and then I put them on there, and then the hardest part I think is the title, because you're
Mhm.
like you need a title that represents the story. This title, Crack in the Chaos, came actually, I was in a yoga class. I'm a big yoga person. And I was in the ending postures where you're supposed to be meditating. But I don't know. I just thought, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like my little piece in the day. This is like my little crack in all this chaos. And I was like,
Mhm.
crack in the chaos. So that's kind of where that came from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so is yoga one of your cracks in the
Mm.
chaos?
Yes, for sure.
What else would you say is?
Um, I like I like going out for coffee with friends and not talking about like music. I know
Mhm,
that's weird, but just talking about like, I guess if music comes up, that's fine, but like just having a nice conversation with friends. I'm a big social butterfly, so I love my friends. Those are definitely cracks in the chaos. I love to travel. Even when I'm not touring, I like to travel and see different places. That kind of gives you a little bit of that serenity.
mhm.
Um, yeah,
Are there any
those are little
places
things.
that you haven't traveled to that you want to?
Ooh. I mean, I want to discover more Europe. I was actually in Europe in May. I went to the Netherlands and Germany, and I am kind of hooked on Europe. And I kind of want to do more like, I definitely want to go to like Greece. I
Mhm,
want to go to Italy. Um, I've been there when I've been to Italy when I was very young, but I wasn't able to appreciate it. So
mhm.
I just want to do more. My 2025 goal is to like do more overseas traveling.
That's cool, that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um, but yeah, those are the places. I've been to pretty much every state except for maybe two. So,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love to travel. Again, one of my cracks in the chaos.
Mhm.
So,
Can you describe the evolution of your sound from your first album to now?
um, so High Heels and Heavy Things was my last album. And that was, that I wrote this song called Good to Me that which kind of prompted the record. And I honestly, that record was more like just like super heart on my sleeve. I was
Mhm,
like, I'm just gonna write about my experiences. I'm gonna be very conversational. There's an artist that I love, Laurie McKenna, that kind of inspired that record. Um, I would say that one was a little bit more singer-songwriter.
okay.
This one kind of meets a little bit of Americana, like a Sheryl Crow meets Tom Petty kind of vibe.
Mhm,
So more instruments in this one, a little bit more, I would say fuller. Um, Still wearing my heart on my sleeve. And I hate to say that that's different, but I think this one you can kind of dance to and sing along to a little bit more, I'd
okay.
say. Um, I think it's a little bit more mature
Mhm.
as well.
So if you could describe the new album in 5 words, what words would you use?
Oh, that's hard. Um, I would say vibey. I would say, um, oh, I would say vibrant kind of comes to mind.
Mhm,
Vibey, vibrant, um, Americana, uh, strong, sassy.
okay.
Is that 5? Yeah.
Yeah, that's 5.
Perfect.
I like it.
Awesome. I could probably give you 5 more, but those are the first 5. Those are
Right.
the
You can
strongest.
give 5 more if you want, but that's up to you.
It's okay. I'll have to think about it.
Yeah. Um, so we've talked a little bit about your live performing. How do you interact with the audience when you're performing live?
Well, that's actually been an evolution. I feel like, since I started really touring a ton in like 2000, right after like 2021, when it got a little bit safer.
Mhm.
I think I've definitely learned how to work the crowd. I mean, I went to musical theater school, so I'm not shy, by all means, but I feel like, you really do learn how to work the crowd. The more and more you get more comfortable with the songs, because then you're not thinking about, oh, are they gonna like this? You're just like,
Right.
oh, this is a fan favorite. Um, so I like to, it's funny, like, there's serious moments, but I like to make it light and
Mhm.
especially if it's a chill show and like more of like a house concert. I like to ask questions. I like to tell stories. I like to sometimes, like I said, like make it acoustic, like go
Mhm.
off mic. Not everybody can do that because, it takes a lot of vocalizing, but yeah, that kind of stuff to just to make it different kind of connects people. Um but yeah, it's gotten a little bit more comfortable. Like I said, I have a lot of new songs though that I'm playing, so I might just be like, okay, guys, I'm just gonna get through this, you know. So
How have people been receiving the new songs?
I think really well. I mean, I'm getting a lot of like requests on the new ones, which is a good thing.
That's awesome.
I'm still there's a couple that I'm still learning to get more familiar with. Because
Mhm.
again, songs change. Like a song that I wrote 5 years ago is not, I don't necessarily play it exactly the same, like when it's just me.
Mhm.
Obviously, when I have my band, the band like will play it like the record, but I'll change it up here and there.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
yeah,
So are there any particular songs that you are drawn to do acoustic more than others?
for sure. Yep. There's some songs that just need the band,
Mhm.
you know, but I've learned to kind of give it two different um versions. Like I'll purposely maybe make more of a like a rock song, a little bit more acoustic. But there's definitely those songs where I'm like, okay, I'm in this venue, I'm gonna play this more,
Mhm.
or when I'm with the band, I'll do this one. So absolutely.
That makes sense. So when you're kind of hitting a musical or trying to find inspiration, what do you turn to?
Um, I think, again, I've been on the road so much that right now I'm just kind of like trying to create space to get the inspiration. It's been
Mhm.
a little bit hard lately. I've just been really working on the record coming out, working on, making it to each show. But like I said, like seasons are good for me, like having a down season where I can like
Mhm.
find inspiration with space, yoga, going for a run, hanging out with friends. Like those things really give me ideas. And I can have a little bit more of a less chaotic mind to do that, to write.
Makes sense.
I'm not a really great pressure writer. Like like some people could just be like, boom, 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 right. I like to like, all right, this is writing mode.
Mhm.
Gotta create some space, have to have in the schedule. So yeah, I think that when I have more space, those are when inspirations come.
It's good that you know that about yourself and you're able to create that for yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I think if you don't know yourself, then it's harder to create the time that you need to be inspired.
That's right. Yeah. And you just don't know, like why am I having writer's block or whatever? But
Mhm.
that definitely helps me for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I'm like at a festival and all the writers are like, let's write, like I'll of course join in and that's fun.
Right.
And it almost like kind of forces you to write a little bit,
Mhm.
with other people, which is kind of fun. So
But that's different than saying, "Oh, I need a song done by this date,"
right. Exactly.
which
Exactly.
is stressful.
It's super stressful. Absolutely.
What advice would you give to aspiring singer-songwriters?
um, if you want to do it, if you really want to be in this industry, you got to really want to.
Mhm.
And you have to sacrifice a lot, but it can be so beautiful. There's a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows. So it's really important that you keep a good head on your shoulders and you don't let, like this industry, you can be really disappointed
Mhm.
because you're told no a lot. You're told a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like that song or whatever. You have to have some thick skin
Mhm.
and just to keep going. It's a game of endurance a lot of times.
Yeah.
And um but again, you got to really want to do it in order to dedicate your life to it.
Mhm. What was the best advice you've ever been given?
Um mm, that's hard. Sorry if you hear my computer dinging. Um, Best advice I was ever given. Gosh, that's a hard one. Um, because I've been given a lot of advice. Um,
Maybe more
I
than
would
one
s-
piece.
I would say to, especially when it comes to music, like, do your thing. Try not to like fit inside the box
Mhm,
or fake, especially in this industry. Like, do your thing,
mhm.
find your niche, be yourself, be honest, vulnerable. And then that's what makes people relate to you.
Yeah. Because
And
yeah.
people will see right through you
Mhm.
if it's, even if you're not musical, you're like, huh, I don't know if I believe that person, you know?
Yeah. People can see when you're just inauthentic.
Yeah. And so when I started doing that and started or stopped like trying to be a country, I
Mhm.
remember I was like, well, I'm a blonde country artist that moved to Nashville. Like there's a million of them.
Mhm.
So and there's a million talented ones too. And you gotta find your own little heart in this.
Mhm.
So, and you can like that's the cool thing about music is there's so much because people want to hear it and there's so many different people out there. So,
Yeah, like, if the first person doesn't like your song, somebody else will.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to get a lot of no's to get the yeses.
That's right. I like that. It's a cliche saying, but it's true. There's a
Mhm.
reason why, you know?
And it's hard to remember that when you're in the moment.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's easy to make it, take you down.
Mhm.
But you can be upset about it for a second, but then you got to get over it.
Right, it's like,
So,
"Okay, they said no. Well, what can I do next time to make them say yes?"
right. Exactly.
Yeah. Before I ask the last question, was there anything else that you wanted to mention or talk about today?
I think just again, my single's coming out on Friday. So I wish I was water. You can pre-save it in all my socials. I put out a single called Goodbye You about a month ago. So go listen to that. And if you're in the Nashville area, there's a big show happening on September 28th. It's going to be a great night, and I promise you'll have fun. So that's
Okay.
that's about it for
Yeah.
now. And oh yeah, and I'm tour everywhere. So like even if you're not in Nashville, check out my tour dates. I have a lot of them coming up.
Okay. So the last question is, what is the soundtrack of your life?
What is the soundtrack of my life? Like what actual record
It's
out
however
there?
you want to answer it.
Oh, okay. The soundtrack of my life. Um, it's not an actual record, but I don't know. I'm just thinking like um friendship, traveling, music, and love. I know it sounds so cheesy,
I
but
love it.
if you could just write songs like that, and
Mhm.
it could be even like, an orchestra playing it and portraying all those things. Travel's in there too to make it exciting. But if you could just if it could be either vocals doing it or could be a songwriter singing about it or just like an orchestra playing what those four things mean.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay, that was a good answer.
That was a good
Okay.
answer. Yeah.
Okay,
I
good.
mean, also it's your life, so who cares if it's a good answer because it's your life.
That's right. It's the soundtrack to my life.
Right. So it's whatever you want it to be.
Cool. I love that. That's a great question. That's cool. I
Thanks.
guess I should have been prepared for that because it's literally the name of this podcast. So
It always surprises everyone, and there's always so many unique answers, and I just really love, first of all, seeing the surprise and then the answers.
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you get a lot of them.
Mhm. So, where can our listeners find you so that they can stay up to date and hear your music when it comes out, and then potentially also see you on tour?
Yeah, carriewelling.com/tour. You can go straight to all the dates. And all socials are all Carrie Welling music mostly. Or just Carrie Welling. But yeah, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, what else is out there? YouTube, all the socials.
Awesome.
So I keep them pretty up to date. There's some really fun little promo things going on, so check it out. But yeah, I keep them all up to date. So you'll get all of the new Carrie Welling news. Oh yeah, I also have a Patreon if you want to check that out. You subscribe to an artist and it really helps us out during along the way. And you also get all these really fun incentives, like a free show.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. So check it out. Carrie Welling. It's patreon.com/Carrie Welling.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. This has been fun.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a nice rest of your day.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.